fell to lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat?
Well, my goodness. Lord, they just dropped fire on you, and you done just looked at a bunch of people get burned up, and you turn right around 5 minutes later and you complain. And look, and I don't guess it was just Israel. He said a mixed multitude among them. Oh, well, it is what it is then, isn't it? Go ahead and read on.
We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic.
Now, right now, I'm going to tell you right now, Israel going back to the wilderness, and I guarantee you, I know your DNA, Israel. I bet you it's going to be something sitting right there in that wilderness murmuring. I remember when I was back in Chicago, man, my wife used to go down to the meat market. She used to get the best of steaks and the best of lamb chops, and she could cook it up real good. Oh, she could tenderize, just melt it in your mouth. Oh, it was so good. And now here God is. He done brought us out here in this wilderness, and all He going to give us is some manna. You don't think that's going to happen? I guarantee you it's going to happen. Then the Lord said, I'm going to purge out the rebels in the wilderness.
Yep.
If He's going to purge out the rebels in the wilderness, that means that there will be some rebels in the wilderness.
That's right. That's right.
They ain't going to get out there and they're going to rebel and they're going to be murmuring, which is the Israel nature. And look, and it's going to happen just like it happened here. The Lord going to drop some fire down and burn them up. And then after He burned them, others sitting over there in the corner, He's going to start complaining. And the Lord going to send some fiery servants among him and eat him up. What verse are we?
Verse 6.
Go ahead and read.
But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes.
Now he said, now, you know, we was eating the leeks and the garlics and the cucumbers and all that, and the flesh pots and all that good stuff. We had all of that, and now all we got left is this manna. You think, and you think Israel ain't gonna complain when they get in the wilderness? I guarantee you they are. Promise you they are. Skip down to verse 16. Go ahead and read.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with thee.
Go ahead.
And I will come down and talk with thee there, and I will take of the spirit which is upon thee, and will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bear it not thyself alone.
Go ahead.
And say thou unto the people, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and ye shall eat flesh, for ye have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, Who shall give us flesh to eat?
And He said, sanctify yourself. You're going to eat flesh because you done wept, saying, who going to give us flesh to eat? Go ahead and read on.
For it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and ye shall eat.
Now He said, the Lord going to give you flesh, and you're going to eat. He going to give you some flesh, all right? Since you murmuring about flesh, I'm going to give you something to eat. You want something to eat? I'm going to give you something. Go ahead and read.
Ye shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days.
He said you ain't going to eat 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, not even 20 days. I'm going to give you enough to eat for a whole month. Go ahead and read on.
But even a whole month, until it come out at your nostrils.
Now, instead of start just running out, you understand? Start murmuring. Just know something. Just shove this in your mouth till it come out your nostrils since you want something to eat. You understand what I'm saying? You've been eating good. You understand? And God gave you what He wanted you to have. You know, He done brought quails up on the earth. You ate that. But then on the Sabbath day, I just wanted you to have this manna. But all other time, you done ate good, and manna had to be sufficient. You understand what I'm saying? Because God gonna always give what's sufficient. But Israel, since you want something, I'm going to give you something to eat. I'm going to take this food, and I'm going to shove it in your mouth until it come out your nose. Go ahead and read on.
And it be loathsome unto you. Because
you're going to start to dislike it so much. That's a long, man, I hate it now. You done shoved so much food in your mouth, now you don't even like it no more. Go ahead and read up.
Because that ye despise the Lord which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, Why came we forth out of Egypt?
Now I want you to skip down to verse 31. Go ahead and read on.
And there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea,
Go ahead.
and let them fall by the camp. And it was, and as it were, a day's journey on this side, and as it were a day's journey on the other side,
Go ahead.
round about the camp. And it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. And the people stood up all that day, and all that night, and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered least gathered 10 homers, and he that spread them up all abroad for themselves round about the camp.
Go ahead.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth.
Now while they sitting there gnawing on it, while it's yet between their teeth. Go ahead, read on.
It was chewed. The wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague.
See what I said? While they was sitting there, you complaining about it, and I done gave it to you, and the Lord said, now, while you yet got it in your mouth, the Lord brought a very great plague upon them. Let's go show you another thing. Let's go to Numbers chapter 21 and 4. Numbers 21 and 4. That wasn't even enough. Lord done dropped fire down on you. He done shoved food in your mouth until it come out your nose. He done brought a great plague on you because you're murmuring about food, and that wasn't enough. Start reading at Numbers chapter 21 and pick it up at verse 4. Numbers 21 and verse 4. I know when you get in the wilderness, you're going to start that murmur. And if the Lord bless me to be in there with you, I'm going to make sure I remove myself as far from you as I can. Make sure the Lord don't open up a hole and drop me in the earth with you about some food when you're already full. Go ahead and read.
And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way.
In other words, everything was nice and smooth. With Israel, everything got to be nice and smooth. Oh, I can't stand having to do this and having to do that. Everything didn't go smooth with them, and it ain't going to be smooth. You are not going to a country club resort, Israel. You understand that? You are going to the wilderness. That's where you are going. God got to get you in there, and then I'm going to purge out the rebels from among you. But everything ain't going to be nice and smooth, Israel, in the wilderness. So everything wasn't nice and smooth. It was a little rough in the way. Go ahead and read on.
And the people spake against God and against Moses.
See what I'm saying? Now they done spake against God, and they have spoken against Moses. Go ahead and read on.
Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness?
Go ahead.
For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our souls loathe this light bread.
See what I'm saying? Our souls loathe this little light bread that you've been feeding us out here in this wilderness. Go ahead and read on.
And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died.
Now then the Lord turned around and sent fiery serpents among, because you're getting out there and you're murmuring about food. And all the stuff that the Lord done brought up on you, that still wasn't enough. Israel still murmuring. So the Lord said, now I'm going to send some fiery serpents among you, and I'm going to eat you up. Let's get back to the Sabbath day. Let's go now to Exodus chapter 23, and we're going to begin reading at verse 11. Exodus 23, and we're going to pick it up at verse 11. 23 and verse 11. 23 and 11. And 11. Okay. We'll start at verse 10. 23 and 10. Go ahead and read.
In 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and shalt gather in the fruits thereof.
Go ahead.
But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat, and what they leave the beasts of the field shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyard and with thy olive yard. 6 days.
The Lord even had really a Sabbath for the land as well. The 7th year, and actually it rested on the 7th day too, because you couldn't work it. You understand? Because, you couldn't take your ox out there and plow it or nothing, could you? So, it rested even on the 7th day.